Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, Hachette Crafter, and today I have more Peter Rabbit. So this is issue 4 and we are going to be doing the windmill square. So that one there, your windmill square. So let's have a look. So your windmill square. So in your pack you have 3 pieces of material. Blue floral, which is this big piece here. Yellow sprig, which is this one here. And meadow spot, so that one there. So that's those 3 pieces of material. Important, your templates for include your cutting guide. Be sure you're following it correctly before cutting your material. So these are the templates, templates C and D. So additional items, templates, which are at the back of the magazine, dressmaking pins, dressmaking scissors, pencil, ruler, sewing thread, iron and ironing board. And as you guys can see, I have my little travel ironing board, my little desktop ironing board. And you guys will have seen previously I have a cutting board generously donated by my husband. He no longer needs it. He's got a grey one of the same size, so he generously donated it to me, and he is Mark Mods here on YouTube. He does model making, model building and things like that. So if that's something you're interested in, go check out his channel. So Mark's Mods here on YouTube. So it says cutting the fabric, and you can't quite see that. So cutting the fabric, and it says, following the instructions at the back of this magazine, prepare template C. Pin to the blue floral fabric, referring to the cutting guide for cutting 4 triangles C. So let's get the templates, cutting guide, and I know what I'm doing. So photocopy this page onto thin card to make your templates C and D. Store these after use for further patchwork squares. Alternatively, photocopy onto paper, backing onto card to strengthen. Cut around the solid cut line for each template, using the grain line marked by the arrow to follow, placing the template in the straight grain on the fabric. This will minimize stretching when you come to cut and sew your patches together. See overleaf for your cutting guide. So that's how it says to do it. So you'll have the 4 big triangles, so that's the C, and then the D, you've got then 4 of the yellow, and then D green, you've got 4 of the green. So a big one, a big triangle and 2 smaller triangles make the 4 square, and then you've got 4 of those. So I've not been cutting the templates out or backing them onto card, and I should be doing really, but sometimes I can get away with marking the far. I can't remember where I saw it and who's. I don't know if it was a Facebook post or no. I think. Don't quote me on it. I think it was Lynn Yvonne's too. She said about somebody was struggling to get the triangles, and yeah, it was a bit difficult, so she suggested that you fold the fabric in four. I think I'm going to sneeze. I won't sneeze. Don't want to make anybody jump last time. So she said about folding it in half and then fold it in half again, and then you should be able to get your triangle. So that's folded into four. Is that going to be big enough? Can't remember how she said to do it. I might have to go back and watch her video. Just to get that triangle to there. It's quite long, so yeah, you've got to try and get four out of this one piece of fabric. Right, so I'm going to pause this for a minute and yeah, figure out how to do this. I'll go back and watch her video, so give me a second. Hi guys, right, I'm back. I have just been and watched Lynn's video. So like I said before, Lynn Yvonne's too. She's really helped me with the this Peter Rabbit, all her tips and tricks. But on her video she was saying about these sizes of fabric, and yeah, a lot of us have looked at the instructions and thought, how am I supposed to get 4 triangles out of this one piece of square fabric? So what she did, she folded the fabric into triangles. So she's folded it in half one way and then again. So she said you cut down that side and then you get the 2 big triangles, and then you cut it then down this side and you've got your 4 triangles. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it and make the 8 small triangles, so 4 out of the green, 4 out of the yellow, and I will be back, so in a minute. Right guys, I'm back. So I have cut the triangle pieces out. So I've got the green ones, the yellow ones, and I've also done the blue ones, the bigger triangles. So let's have a look what we need to do next. So it says lay out the windmill. So we have that piece there. There's that one there. And that one there. That's that first top left. Then next we have this one, that one, and that one. Then this one, that one, that one. Lastly, we have this one, this one, and that one. You can't see the sorry, you can't see those two down there. Hang on a minute. So that one, that one, and that one. Then we have this one, this one, that one will go in there in a minute. This side, that one, that one. Lastly, that one, that one. That's now I can see. So that is what it's going to look like when it's all sewn together. Sorry if you can hear, there's somebody outside on a quad bike. So yeah, that's what it's going to look like when it's all laid out. So the next instruction is joining the smaller triangles. So basically what you need to do is, without throwing the material on the floor, so you need to place the yellow sprig and meadow spotted triangles together in pairs, right side facing, with meadow spots uppermost and the long edge to the right. Pin together as shown. Repeat with the remaining pairs. So place the yellow sprig and spotted triangle together in pairs, right sides facing, with meadow spot uppermost. So that's the green, is it? Yes, the green is uppermost. And the long edge to the right. So that way's my right. Repeat with the remaining pairs. So put them together. Sorry, that was the dog. I don't know what he's doing a sniffing, but he's doing something. Yes, hello, Trouble. Mr. Teddy. And the long edge to the right, so that way. Yeah, so the right is that way for me. Pin together as shown. So I need to get my pins out. Pins. So they've got it that way, and they've pinned it upwards. That one. That's how they've done it. Keep going. These pieces together. Top together. Done that one wrong because I need the other fabric that way because I need the green sprig. Two. Another one. And lastly, this one. That's all are pinned together. Let's just move these for the time being. Put those in the tin. Safe away. So, starting with a quilter's knot outside the seam, sew along the pinned edge of a pair of triangles using backstitch. Oversew the final stitch and fasten off. Repeat for the remaining pairs. So sew along the pinned edges, and in the magazine it shows that top edge. They're the wrong way, I think. The right way, right. So this one, it shows doing, sorry, so it shows sewing up this short edge. So when it said in the previous instruction the long edge is right, so we've got to sew, whoops, this edge here, so this edge. Repeat for the remaining pairs. So that's what I've got to do next, so I shall do that and I'll be back with you guys, so in a bit. Right guys, I'm back. So I have stitched the four, just off camera, so I've stitched those. Just take these apart for the next step. Remove the pins and press the seam on each piece onto the yellow fig fabric. So that, that way. So when we press the seam, we've got to do it, you can't see what I'm doing, so this instruction here, and it says we have to press the seam to go on to the yellow fabric, so it'll be straight, it'll be flat going down onto the yellow fabric. So I'll do that in a minute, and then making the 4 square. Position the blue floral triangle over the triangle you have just made with right sides facing. Pin the long edge together as shown. So position the blue floral triangle over the triangles you have just made with right sides facing. So like look better when the seam is ironed flat. Pin the long edges together as shown. To turn it that way. Position. That. One. Pin the long edges together as shown. Backstitch along the seam line of each long edge, then open out and press the seams away from the blue floral triangle. You will now have 4 identical squares. So that is the next bit to do. So I need to line all the triangles and everything up, and then I can sew along the long edge on all four. So I'll have four square patches. And then it goes on to completing the block and things like that, but I need to do these steps, and yeah, I shall be back with you guys very, very soon. Right guys, I'm back. I have attached the blue fabric onto the squares, and I have ironed them. So it says away from the blue fabric. So I have completed that bit now. It says, I'll just repeat the last step. Backstitch along the seam line of each long edge, then open out and press the seams away from the blue floral triangles. You will now have 4 identical squares, which I do have. So 4 identical squares. So then it says stage 4, complete the block. Lay out all the pieces in the windmill design. Place the bottom right, so this is the bottom right, square face down over the bottom left and pin the inner edge as shown. So the bottom right face down over the bottom left, so like that, and pin the inner edge. So on this step here, they've got it that way. Pins in the top here. So let's get pins. This up. That's how they have it in the magazine, pinned up that way like that. So that's how I've done it. Repeat step 1 with the top squares. So the top right over top left. So again, want it this way. Done the same again. Pin that. Repeat step 1 with the top square, then backstitch each pair of squares together along the seam line as shown to make 2 rectangles. So we have to sew along this top edge on both those squares, and then this step, press the seams of the rectangle away from the blue floral triangle. This will smooth out any bulkiness. So yeah, for that seam. So it's got this one like that. No, I'll know more when it's open. So I'm going to stitch those. I will iron the seams down and then I will be back with you guys. So in a bit. Right guys, I'm back. I have been a little bit longer than expected because I was having some difficulties with the bottom square. Basically, I stitched it wrong. I don't know what happened when I came to unfold it. The blue triangles were at the bottom and yeah, so I had to unpick it and redo it. But anyway, they're all done. They're all pressed or ironed. So I have the 2 lots of 2. So we're on to the next step. Pin the 2 rectangles together with the straight sides facing to create the final design, with the corners of all 4 blue triangles meeting in the center and edges aligned. Pin together where the center seams meet, then at the corners and then in between. So we want about 5 pins for this bit. So pin the 2 rectangles together. So I presume I just flip it over and then we want to sew this edge. Because if I'm doing it, let me go back a step, see if I've missed anything. Because it doesn't say which way. Pin the 2 rectangles together with the right sides facing to create the final design. Pin together where the center seam and then the corners. So basically like I did before. But yeah, because I don't think it really matters, does it? If I flip it over like that, and we have that piece, because then that would seem that that's the center. But the way they've got it, have it pinned up that way, because then if you fold that way, then the triangles don't meet. Yeah, because it goes off, because then you do it like that, then they do it properly. So they've got the design upside down, pinned together where the seams meet, then at the corners and then in between. the next step, stitch along the centre seam to complete the windmill. Press the seam open using the toe of the iron to separate the two thread fabric edges. Yeah, stitch along the centre seam, because then that doesn't make any sense. Because if you stitch that top, you can't see. You stitch that top there, then that's going to be wrong. So if I put it like that, you'll be stitching this. So if you flip this round, yeah, it shows the picture there. Yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't making sense to me, but it does now. Those. Then the edges. You have the centre ones together, then you can do the edges. So I am now going to stitch this top edge, so I shall see you guys in a little bit. Right guys, I'm back. I have stitched the final patch together. I haven't peeked, I haven't had a look, so I have the template up here, and let's see if I have an exact replica of the patch, because if I haven't, I'm going to have to restitch it. So I have sewn along the top, so let me stand up and we can open this and see if we have exact replica. So we've got a blue, a yellow and a green, a yellow and a blue, a green, a yellow and a blue, a green, a yellow and a blue. Yes, we have an exact match. So all I need to do now to finish off this square is to turn it over and iron it. So let's plug the iron in, and there it says stitch along the centre seam to complete the windmill block. Press the seam open using the toe of the iron to separate the two fabric edges. How in the world am I supposed to do? Oh no. This is going to be fun. I don't burn myself. up as I iron. Don't want to burn the patch. Side open. Let's turn it round. Do the other side. Going. Iron. No. Turn the patch back over, and we have the windmill square. Try and show you guys without dropping it in my tea. Tea out the way. That is the windmill patch. I am so pleased with how it's come out. So very, very pleased. But yeah, I am very, very happy. So what I need to do next is keep going through the magazine. I'm trying to find the front of it. There we go. So I need to finish off Jemima. So I need to do the thread for her beak, her eye, and then I need to go all around the edge. So this is going, so once I have done that, I can do this last clip for the video, and then I can get this uploaded for you guys to see. So let me finish off Jemima, and then I will show all the squares that I have got so far, obviously, plus Jemima. So yeah, give me a little bit of time. I will get this last little bit of sewing done, and then I can come back and show you guys. So in a bit. Hi, right, I am back and I have finished Jemima Puddle Duck. So that is Jemima Puddle Duck when I put my teeth back in. This is Jemima Puddle Duck, all finished, all stitched. I've put her eye in, her beak, I've stitched all round, done her feet, and a bonnet and everything. So that is Jemima finished. And you saw before in the previous clip the windmill patch. So this is this issue finished. So yeah, issue 4 of Peter Rabbit finished. So like I say in all my previous videos, I hope you guys are enjoying this series and watching the patches come together. I think I've got 4 patches done now. So there's Peter Rabbit, the first patchwork, there's Jemima Puddle Duck, and there's the windmill square. So that's the 4 I have got done so far. I'm not too sure how many patches it is per row along the width of the blanket, or you know what the instructions are going to be like when we have to start putting the patches together. So I'll just see as the issues are coming on. I'm in a couple of the Facebook groups, and some people have said, you know, they're leaving the size of their patches till the end, until they can put the quilt together. And but yeah, like I said, I'm not too sure of how many patches or whatever it is per width of the blanket, so we'll just see as it comes along anyway. So yeah, that's issue 4 complete. So I shall let you guys go, enjoy the rest of your day, and remember guys, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Bye guys.